Good morning, residents of Warren County. As the COVID-19 virus continues to spread across the state, Warren County is still holding its own at 8 confirmed cases. It's not a time, however, to let our guard down. Caution is still to be taken, especially with the reopening of business by Governor Lee. Our free drive-through testing is still available at our local health department Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., and I wish to compliment the health department staff and the members of the National Guard medic teams that were here this last weekend on Sunday to do the additional testing. We did over 212 tests on Sunday. So thank everyone for their service on that particular day as we tested more Warren County residents. The CDC still recommends increased testing, and Tennessee Commissioner of Health announced required testing for both correctional institutions and healthcare facilities, including nursing homes, in order to contain any further outbreaks which may occur. Commissioner Pearcy also emphasized the need for antibody screenings when those kits are available across the state to our general public. With research continuing and increasing all across the world, we all hope to understand more about this virus and how to best mitigate and contain the future spread of this disease. With cases rising daily and conditions also changing daily, my emergency order continues across the county. I ask for your cooperation and support in practicing all the standard health guidelines, the wearing of masks, the social distancing, and all the things that are required, including washing your hands on a regular basis. Wearing the mask in public is still a good thing to do. I also ask that each residents please honor Governor Lee's executive order recommendations. That Tennessee pledge is a way to reopen business in a responsible manner. Neither Governor nor myself can police every business or every social gathering for compliance, so do what's needed to be done. To quote Teddy Roosevelt, knowing what's right doesn't mean much unless you do what is right. So let us all do the right thing. It's our only choice if we want to win this battle against its enemy virus. Economic activity has resumed across the state, but not all businesses are open, but will be soon. We are tasked with the responsibility to honor and respect the welfare of others as businesses do reopen. I expect no less from this amazing community who has worked so hard as a team to keep the number of cases low. We can do this. We are Warren strong. Nothing's going to be easy. Like most businesses and households, local government is going to be faced with some budgetary challenges. The CARES Act dollars from Washington will be used to stabilize our financial needs until a full recovery is in place. Our Tennessee General Assembly will convene in a few weeks to address state finances. I have Deputy Speaker Senator Janice here with me today to discuss the agenda of the legislature and how the lawmakers will cover some of the revenue shortfalls that we all face together. We also have Dale Humphrey from St. Thomas Ascension to give us what's next in this combating of the virus, and MA Director Jim Cunningham to give us updates on TEMA support and PPE supplies that are coming into the county. Thank BLTV once again for allowing my preparedness team and other members to provide crucial information to Warren County residents. Thank you.
Good morning, Warren County, and thank you, Mayor Haley. It's a pleasure to be here. I was telling those in the room that this is the first time I've been out of my home in real clothes since March the 19th when I was in Nashville, and we left that night, excuse me, at about 11:30, and I pulled into my driveway at 1:04 Friday morning. And from then on, I've been wearing jeans and ski pants and whatever else like most of you have. It's been an interesting time for all of us. It has been an uncharted time for all of us. And I want to thank Warren County in particular. You all are winning the prize right now within Senate District 16. You have the fewest confirmed cases. And congratulations to you and congratulations to your leadership, because you all have been doing your part by staying apart. And I really do thank you for that. It makes a world of difference in the recovery for Warren County as well. We will be going back to Nashville about May the 26th and start session June the 1st. What we're hoping to do there is to get in and out pretty quickly. That's what the Senate wants to do. The House may have a mind of its own, so we will probably have to compromise somewhere in between. I believe the House is wanting to take up every single bill that was still available and go through all of that during the entire month of June. The Senate, on the other hand, we want to get in and make certain that we do the budget correctly and concentrate on making certain that the budget is done correctly. And then we're ready to get back home and to help what's going on in our home districts. So when we go back, what we're looking at is actually a budget that is going to be severely impacted from April, May, and June probably, but because we had been very conservative in our estimates of growth and in our spending this past year, the Lord was looking out for us because we prepared a budget that hopefully will not be that much impacted negatively. We had only projected about a 2.75% growth, and we've been growing at least 8% almost every month. So we've created a delta in that amount of money where we should not have to dip into the rainy day fund, but the rainy day fund is at its largest point ever because we had grown it to be over $1 billion last year as part of the budgeting process. So we were prepared for this unexpected pause. I said it's like we were all playing musical chairs, and in some ways we were going round and round and round, faster and faster, and going in circles, and then the Lord kind of punched the pause button. And I think it has been a lesson in so many things besides the COVID-19. We've all been learning, wash your hands, social distance. If you feel bad, stay home. All of the simple common sense things that we've known and been taught as a child. But now we had an opportunity to stop, to pause, to reflect, to look at where we were and to consider if we wanted to go back to normal or if we wanted to go forward to a new normal. And I think a lot of people are realizing they want to have more emphasis on things that are eternal, things that matter in the here and now. Families are spending more time together. My preacher said the other day that he and his wife had been alone for 6 weeks for the first time in a long time, and that if anyone hears he died, it won't be of COVID-19. Now, I hope he was joking, but he was a little bit, we all have spent more time with our loved ones than we've been able to in a long time. And we're finding out, too, that it's the small things that really do matter as we go forward. In Nashville, if we get the way of the Senate, back to that, we will look quickly and we will be leaving Nashville within a week or so. If this House prevails, or if we go to more of a compromise, there will be more bills, more discussion. One of the last bills that I was able to get through literally that night that we left Nashville was regarding our 911 services, the Tennessee Communications Board. Emergency Communications Board. We were able to get through a bill, a resolution that was passed by their board last summer, and then the way the law is written, it had to get a resolution to go before the General Assembly so that they could raise the rates of the cost share that you do in order to have 911. I can't think of a better time for us to have done that. That was hard in the making, but thanks to the good leadership and all of our 911 boards, we were able to do that. It will not go into effect until January, and it will be an additional 34 cents on your phone bill. But I think it's well worth it to make sure that each 911 across the state has all the information, all the technology, all the training, so when your phone goes to 911, it doesn't care which county it's in, and we want to make sure that whatever county it's in, they're getting the same level of quality care and quality help. That 911 chain is the first part of this COVID-19. They have been transporting people day and night. They have really been worked. But as we go back now and consider these other bills, either we'll be going through a lot or we'll be going through a few. But I think that the state of Tennessee, next year's budget will be smaller. That's not a bad thing. The budget is scheduled to be about $39 billion, and next year about $40 billion. That's a lot of money. There will be no increases this next year's budget, no doubt about that. And so we will just have to be looking at how we are going to make sure that this time next year, we're looking forward to doing the budget and forward to restating things that maybe have to be cut this year going forward. But I think we will finish out this year in good shape. I want to thank all of you again for what you're doing here. It hasn't been easy, as I've told a lot of people. All have sacrificed some, and unfortunately some have sacrificed all. And one of the first deaths was a constituent of ours here in Senate District 16 in Grundy County, a friend and a man who was very involved in his county and very involved in the positive leadership of that county. He will be missed. But we all now have something to look forward to as businesses are reopening. Make sure that you're following the rules, and everything that we do, at first it was for protecting lives, now it's for restoring livelihoods, but liberty has never been challenged because all of these directives, all of these orders are suggestions, and that's why it's so important that people have taken it on themselves to do what's right, not only for themselves, for their friends, for their family, for their neighbors, and for strangers. And that's why Tennessee is Tennessee. We are the volunteers, and we will get through this together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator Bowling, Mayor Haley. Good morning. Happy Cinco de Mayo. I'm Dale Humphrey, the CEO of St. Thomas River Park Hospital, and I've got the latest updates on the community and the hospital situation. From a community perspective, the volume of COVID-19 cases is trending down, and the current number of deaths in Tennessee stands at 219. Latest models suggest that the total number of deaths in our state will be 563 by August 4th. That number is based on our current trajectory, so any additional outbreaks or surges could result in a higher mortality rate. That's why we continue to stress appropriate social distancing, hand hygiene, stay at home if you don't feel well, as you start to take part in our more relaxed regulations. Testing in Tennessee continues to improve and now stands at over 211,000 people tested. There have been 13,571 positive cases so far. Over 1,100 patients have been hospitalized, but over 6,000 have recovered. Our local health department is continuing to provide free testing, and the hospital is able to perform rapid testing for patients that need it. St. Thomas River Park has continued to function for our community during this pandemic and has performed over 100 non-elective surgeries over the past 2 months. We're thankful to report that none of the inpatients tested for COVID-19 in the hospital have been positive, and of the 872 patients tested, 8 known positive cases were identified in Warren County. 5 of those have already recovered, thankfully. St. Thomas River Park is resuming elective surgeries this week. We want you to feel safe in knowing we will continue to be overly cautious to ensure safety of all our patients. We hope that those of you who have delayed care will move forward and begin to seek treatment. Elective procedures will need to be scheduled 5 days prior to the date of surgery in order for us to arrange COVID-19 testing for everyone prior to the procedure. We're continuing to allow non-clinical staff to work remotely and will continue to provide safeguards such as screening of all associates and visitors, cleaning and disinfecting all areas of the hospital, limiting visitors, and practicing waiting room distancing, as well as continuing to offer virtual visits and access to physicians through Ascension Online Care. At this time, we want to thank each of you for the sacrifices you've made during this time in order to help us through the situation. Please remain careful as COVID-19 has not gone away. Your continued diligence will ensure that we are saving every life possible and minimizing risks to our loved ones. God bless you and keep you safe. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jim Cunningham. I'm the Director of Warren County Emergency Management, and I'd like to give you an update on the situation of the personal protection equipment in Warren County. We've been very lucky. I don't think any of our emergency departments have ran out of equipment. We came close, but we're getting a steady supply in. There's a few items that we haven't been able to get, like the gowns and other things, but the supply line is gradually opening up. And we would have to thank TEMA for that. We're very lucky to have a state institution like TEMA They're always there when the counties need them, and they're working, and they're the ones that's helping us keep supplied. And I don't think any of our departments, like I said, they turn in reports every week. We send in a supply order to team up for every week, and they've been very good about getting everything except our infrared thermometers. They're completely out. They're on back order right now, and we will be getting them when they come into the state warehouses. Also, one thing, the state has brought in a system. It's set up in Memphis. It's a Battelle system. It's all the hospitals, emergency responders can send their N95 masks to this situation. It's the district in Memphis. They can disinfect, decontaminate the mask, ship them back to the hospital or the apartment, send it to them. This can be done up to 20 times, and that mask can be used up to 20 times. So that's going to really help out the supply line. So thank you for your time.
Just as a follow-up, a shout out, of course, to everyone across the county who has stepped up with their duties and responsibilities of good citizenship over the past few weeks. Special commendations once again to all of our frontline defense, all of our government employees, our essential workers, especially those in the supply chain operations, food, truckers, those people who stock the shelves every night, our janitors, healthcare providers, first responders, firemen and law enforcement, EMS, EMA personnel, our media, of course, who's kept the information provided to our citizens and our residents who require those things to have function in life. But also a shout out to utility workers. They also need to be uplifted and have our support, especially those who've been doing extra duty across the last few weeks with the continued storm damage that tends to plague our area. That's become the new normal as well. One group I would like to commend today are all the employees of the Warren County School System. Bobby Cox and his staff have shown exceptional leadership in providing the quality education and quality instruction despite the shutdown of schools. Children are our best investment that we can make as a community. And today we honor all those who have devoted their lives and careers to educating those students who will be the leaders of tomorrow. Today is National Teacher Day, and as a career educator myself, for 42 years, I recognize the service of all the teachers over many generations who have contributed so much to Warren County and the leadership that we have today. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. As county operations continue, as you know, we have opened back up on Tuesday, Thursday schedules to the public across most of our offices. If you will call ahead to make sure that you have an appointment or have access to the information that's needed to renew your tags or to get a marriage license, and I'm marrying someone today, or to register a vehicle or a deed, the courthouse will still be doing the constitutional duties that has been set forth by the Supreme Court Justice Bivens, and so please call for those court dates or any payments that need to be made or orders of protection that must be filed. Lisa Scott has her drive-through open now Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And so please, the lines have been extremely long and we've had to have traffic control over there. You've still got till June 15th to renew tags or register vehicles. And so if the line is long when you come back tomorrow, the next day, our drop boxes are still there as well. We'll continue our county operations and committee and commission meetings via Zoom until further notice. We're waiting basically from the governor to give us some more directions through executive orders about public meetings or 10 or more. Our Warren County Jail still continues to be closed to the public for the protection of those law enforcement officers and officials as well as the inmates themselves. The Warren County Health Department will continue to operate. Please call. They are doing appointments, but the testing will continue, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. by the National Guard, and it will be a drive-through at the pavilion at the rear of that facility on Sparta Street. Our convenience centers will continue to contain the trash, and you can make deposits there of household garbage, but Josh Roberts, my sanitation director, has also brought back the open containers for furniture. Please, however, don't bring truckloads and trailer loads, But if you could just bring what is necessary to bring to the convenience centers, it takes a huge burden off those people who are working there at those across the county. You can still take your trash and garbage to Southern Central. I think it's 3 cents a pound with the $25 minimum if you have large volumes of garbage that need to be disposed of. Our UT and 4-H and Extension offices will remain closed through the month of May into June. Animal Control and Adoption Center, if you will call them, you can still do drop-offs and adoptions by appointment, but please call ahead to make sure that those operations are there and you have an officer there to give you the information or to provide the service that's needed. Any emergencies can also be referred to Animal Control if there's an animal somewhere that needs help or assistance or an animal that may be vicious. So we will continue to have essential operations going as we have since day one. We will continue to follow the recommendations by Tennessee Governor Lee and the President of the United States as we combat this virus. So please continue to stay informed. Governor Lee gives a news conference every day at 3 p.m. where he gives updates on our health-related matters, plus information about the next phase of reopening business across the state of Tennessee, what he calls our Tennessee Pledge. So if we take that pledge and we honor and follow those recommendations, this virus will be over sooner than later. But if we continue to have business as usual and do not take the safety and consideration of others into place and get a little reckless in our behavior, we're not really sure where this virus will take us next. So thank you for supporting my team efforts. My preparedness team has worked extremely hard during these challenging times. It's not been easy, as most of you know. You're not going to make everyone happy. But the safety and security of all of our residents and all my county and city employees, everyone that's been out there essential to bring as much normalcy to Warren County as we possibly can. In any moment of decision making, the best thing to do is the right thing. The worst thing to do is nothing at all. But together, we can build a better tomorrow for all of us, and it begins today with the duties and responsibilities that we all have with Governor Lee's recommendations and that Tennessee pledge to reopen business. So thank you, Warren County residents, for doing the right thing.